Hello, it's Liquid Multiplatform who makes videos, and today I will be reviewing the Republic Fighter Tank, which is set number 75342. And it looks like this, and well, let's get to reviewing it. Okay, so I will be focusing on the build first, because it's the thing that you're paying for here. It's the biggest part of the set. And like the set's name is the Republic Fighter Tank and not Purple Clone Battle Pack. So like the very first thing out of the way, when I saw some other reviews and comparisons, I thought this would be the best version of the Republic Fighter Tank. I've never had any of the previous ones, so like I can't compare it in person, but it looks way better on the pictures than it does in real life. Like this middle section just looks very out of place. It's very tall and just kind of just sticks out of nowhere. There's no transition from the wings, let's call those wings, to the centerpiece. That's a bit of a problem for me because it's not like the in-universe design just has this going out here flat up. And it's definitely a design issue, and this set just kind of uses big parts, which makes the build very simple and not very organic looking or accurate. But the thing I do not mind is the use of this X-Wing windshield piece, which I actually think works pretty well, but the build around it doesn't. You can see the gap here. This gap cannot be closed up. You can like try different things, the gap will still be here. So yeah, that's not the best thing ever, and yeah, overall this will not be a positive review because well, I do like the figures are absolutely perfect. I will definitely be rebuilding the set. I will just make a mock of a Republic Fighter Tank after this video. You have two flick fire missiles, oh no, spring loaded shooters, sorry. Yeah, those have the spring, and those shoot out and go flying. Actually, found one. Yeah, there's an extra one. I just lost one, so I'm left with two. I'll find it later, probably. These are very loose. Like, if you leave the set on its own, they will eventually go down. So, for display, this sucks. For play, it also sucks. I just kind of wish they used like this circle piece with holes on the side, because it has like this has a round opening here, and the other one has the X Technic connector hole, which would have added more friction here, and it wouldn't be so wobbly, and that itself would make the set better. Yeah, you saw it. Like this one just fell down on its own. Yeah, that's not very good. But other than that, when it comes to the interior, we have a seat for a single trooper. Yeah, you can literally only sit one trooper in it, and like the build is huge. You're definitely getting like people are complaining about the price, but the build is big. It uses big pieces, but it is big. You can fit one figure, and then you can fit another one laying down. So yeah, and then there is place to put a figure here, which, well, you can't close it up with a figure, so I don't really count it. So when the thing is all closed up, you can have one figure sitting and one figure laying down. Okay. Also, these aren't attached very securely. Overall, the build seems kinda forced, rushed. I don't know, like the designers didn't really give their everything to this set. They just kinda went like, yeah, we'll throw it in. the figures are good enough to justify this buying this set, and they kind of do, because like they would definitely justify it if it was just a normal regular battle pack and not a larger set. It's not a large set, but it's larger. It's definitely bigger than a regular battle pack. So yeah, I've been complaining a lot about this, but there's also a lot of positive things here. The set does contain quite a few rare pieces. This is my first time getting those 3x3 macaroni tiles. They're pretty new and they're not that common yet, so like overall it's a great parts pack. And I kinda regret putting the stickers on because you get those 2x6 tiles in white and dark red, and those both use stickers, which the set does heavily rely on. That's pretty unfortunate. And also there are those large slopes, which are also new pieces to me. They're not that rare, but I've never had any of these. Okay, so now let's go to the thing that's below the ship, the tank. Yeah, it has wheels, so it can actually like hover on the ground because the wheels make it just stick up a bit over the ground level, and that works well. That is a good function. That's clever. That's great. I think the wings here are a pretty decent build. They are pretty accurate. Although when I googled this thing, there were like two very different versions of it, and some stuff is taken from one and some stuff is taken from the other. So it's difficult to tell what is accurate here and what's not, because some parts are accurate to one version and some parts are accurate to the other. This section here looks really good, like compared to the actual thing. This is accurate, like compared to the previous versions, especially the third one, which had 3 tiles stacked here. That looked way too thick. In the actual tank design, this is like a very thin part. So that's perfect. That's really good. Those parts here, which only appear on one of those two versions, look kinda awkward, but also kinda help with how unbalanced the build is with this being super tall. It is too tall to be accurate to either version. But those do kinda help balance it out because you're not left with just flat wings. Like if you removed those, yeah, the wing will be really just flat, and it doesn't look good, it doesn't look balanced. This helps, and yeah, sorry for... I should have made a script for this video. I never make scripts for my videos, and like it leaves me with just saying stuff like yeah, this but yeah, I guess it's just, let's say it's my recording style. Yeah, so that's it for the build. Uses a lot of stickers and a lot of large parts. Has some good things to it, but overall it looks better on pictures. In real life it just doesn't really do it for me. I will make another video on my mock when I do make it, and now let's move on to the figures. I'm gonna start with the battle droids just to get that out of the way. These guys just like haven't changed at all during their entire existence. The only thing that did change is that now they have 2 different arms. You can still put 2 of the same arms because you get enough of those in the set. You get spares of each arm. Yeah, I mean, they're good figures. They're really easy to build an army with because they are common, they're cheap, and they're accurate, so that's good. When I was a kid, I was pretty bothered with the fact that their legs are like one piece and don't move individually separately. But like, looking at now, yeah, I mean, that works. It's actually better this way, because those would be very fragile if they had two separate legs. Now, the star of the show, which is... I thought he would be more expensive on Bricklink, to be honest, but it makes sense because people just buy this set for the clones, build an army, and are left with like 10 Mace Windows. So it makes sense that he is cheap. But he gets arm printing. Like, look at that. His torso print, I believe, is also exclusive, and it's different from the one in the Republic gunship and wherever else he has appeared. I believe that Grievous flyer thing, I'm not sure if it was the same version, though it might have had a different head and stuff. Yeah, this is my first time getting those new frosted lightsaber blades, and I'm not sure about those. They have no bubbles, which is kind of great. I did like the bubbles when I was a kid, though. I thought those looked good. I don't know. I feel like having them be fully transparent would just be a better lightsaber effect. But they're frosted, and it still looks decent, so it's not that big of a deal. It's a great figure. That's it. Let's move on to the stars of the show. There's 3 troopers here. One of them is a commander, and 2 of those are identical troopers. Each one gets the blaster, and the commander gets like this sniper rifle thing, and that's huge. So like, I'm just gonna take this candle piece out and put it on a regular blaster, and yeah, you get 2 sniper rifles, which look different, and I actually kind of like the design. When it comes to the figures itself, well, whatever, unimportant. Yeah, I think the color combination of the purple and sun blue really works well. Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about those. Some people were complaining about the skirt not being fabric. Well, I mean, it works as a print, and when you're building an army, it doesn't really matter because you're not gonna just look at each figures up close. So I think like the cloth pieces are more important for important characters. I just said important twice, but I should have written a script. Whatever. I don't think an unnamed uncanon clone commander really needs a cloth piece for his skirt or the pauldrons. These are using the new clone face, which is less angry, and I really appreciate that because we're not getting that many skin tones in LEGO. And as some people may know, I do paint custom figures, so having faces in different colors is pretty important and useful, because I can just make more characters without ordering some rare face headpiece that has a different skin tone, because now you have them for cheap with every clone, and you can just take them out and you won't even see a difference because you can barely see the skin tone there. So you can just replace them with any head. I think that's it. That was a messy review, but I hope someone enjoys it. I don't know. I just kind of made a video where I complained about the set and then praised the figures. I guess I just needed to get my thoughts out, and also ever since I stopped with this channel, my English has been getting progressively worse, so I kind of figured that I'd have to start making videos again just to practice my English. It gives me a reason to get better and better at it. And like I don't really have that many people to just speak English with every day, and a YouTube channel would be a good substitute for that. So that was like a Fiat Montito who makes videos, and see you next time.